skies and boundless possibilities. I dare say our destination will soon be in sight.
Enjoying yourself for a change?
You have a moment to speak further. Adventure.
You and your adventures. I trust you have not forgotten the true purpose of our voyage?
At last, we have come to the land you call the New World. My home. Tural.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to doing post Heavensward quests. There will be spoilers to post Heavensward quests and patch quests and prior content. So just beware. There's spoilers. Yep, spoiler warning. Okay. Alright, yeah. So I'll just go right on ahead. Yesterday we found and rescued a Stygian, and yeah, we're off on the next set of patch quests. And we have Alpha Node here. I think we're about to unlock an instance, or we just unlocked one. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah. But we came over here to House Fulltups to do this instance here and quell the primal that was about to be summoned and thwart the Warrior of Darkness's plans to kill the primals and cause a rejoining of their world with, I believe, the source, which is us. So, yeah. We'll switch back to monk. And so we go to go speak to Amaric at the congregation of our knights most holy. So, let's go ahead and teleport back there. We're having a little bit of a winter storm right now, so apparently it's blowing down from Canada. It got pretty bad up there in Canada, so yeah, fun stuff. Alright, Amaric says, "It brings me joy to see you safely return to us, Nyra. What news from Exvental?" We conquered. We stopped the ritual from happening, and we are back for reports. Amaric says, "Then we were not too late. On behalf of Ishgard, I offer you my deepest thanks. As for we who remain behind, Mistress Ustola has been tending to Mistress Alize in your absence, and I am pleased to report that she has regained consciousness." So, Alize was spying on the Warrior of Darkness, talking with the Asians, got spotted, rescued by Thancred. They fled, and in the process of fleeing, Alize was shot with an arrow. I forget if it was like the leg or the shoulder or something, but it was non-threatening. But, the arrow was poisoned, and that is threatening, so. Amaric continues, "I imagine you have many questions, especially given your recent encounter with the Warriors of Darkness." "I know I do." "Come, let me show you to her room. Do not worry, her condition is much improved. She is a resilient one, much like her brother." And this is Alize.
Alize,
yeah.
how are you feeling?
Well enough, brother. Thanks to the kindness of our hosts. They told me you had departed for Zelfatol while I was still abed. I slept much better knowing that. Thank you.
I take it your mission was a success.
Oh, cutscene ends. Oh, never
As
mind.
if we needed any further confirmation that they are in league with the Ascians. But to save another world? I think not.
I too thought his story fanciful at first. But it is possible there may be a kernel of truth in all of this. At the very least, none of his claims contradict the word's account.
You were following these people, Alice. Why?
During my travels, I had oft enjoyed tales of the Scions and their exploits. But after a time, I began to hear whispers of a gifted and theretofore unknown band of adventurers. Adventurers who had supposedly sworn to travel the realm slaying primals in the Scion's stead.
The Warriors of Darkness. And in the course of investigating these rumors, you stumbled upon the Ascians' involvement.
Yes, exactly.
Forgive me, but if these Warriors of Darkness mean to bring about another calamity, to what end do they hunt primals?
I was wondering that
To
myself.
prompt an escalation. To deepen the beast tribe's feelings of helplessness and despair, and thereby drive them to summon ever more powerful gods. And lest we forget, these events do not occur in isolation. With their patron deities being slain left and right, the news of man's victory over Nidhogg must surely have sown panic in the minds of the beastmen. 'Tis no wonder they wish to defend themselves.
Power answered with greater power, death with more death. A vicious cycle fueled by fear and hatred. I know it's like all too well.
Indeed. The Ascians sow discord and desperation, and the Warriors of Darkness reap the harvest. And so it continues. Yet that is not the extent of their ambitions. The Ascian himself observed that once the powerless realize that the old gods have failed them, they will have little recourse but to look to a new one.
We cannot let that happen.
It should come as no surprise, but Alice and I have uncovered evidence that the Ascians have been manipulating certain parties to ensure that a constant stream of crystals flows into the hands of the beast tribes.
Yeah, it's not a
If we
surprise.
sever these supply lines, we should at least be able to slow the escalation.
Agreed. Kral and I shall journey to Zelfatol and learn what we can of the Ixal's source.
Then I, for my part, pledge to lead a similar investigation into the origin of the Nath supply.
Sir Emmerich?
As a member of the Eorzean Alliance, Ishgard is honor bound to play an active role in maintaining the security of the realm. You might also say that I have some personal motivation, given the Ascians' dealings with my father. However, I make no secret of the fact that my knowledge of primal beings is scant at best. As such, I should be most grateful if one of your order were to assist me.
Allow me, Sir Emmerich. I have dealt with the Nath before.
Let us consult with Orianja then. Given his dedication to the study of primal beings, I should be surprised if he could not tell us something of value.
Allow me to accompany you, brother. And before you think to refuse, know that I am not the girl I once was. I shall not be a burden. You have my word.
That was an interesting look she had on her face.
But Alice, you... You are more than welcome. After all, it was you who set us upon this path.
Wait a minute. I'm afraid I can't allow you to leave just yet. Not until you try on the new outfit I prepared for you.
For whom? Oh, for Alizé? Huh. Okay. Alright. Now we get to talk to Alphinold. Alphinold says, "It has been many moons since last we worked together, though I believe the same cannot be said of the two of you. I confess, I was aware of your subterranean expedition, of your search for the truth of the calamity. I considered involving myself with her venture for a time, but as you know all too well, circumstances conspired to keep us apart. I can only assume she carried on in our absence." Alizé steps in. All we see is her boots for the time. And she says, "My apologies for keeping you waiting." Oh, yes. Nice outfit. We got like white leather and some black and little red lining. Not bad. Alizé continues to walk up and says, "Right then, shall we be off?" Alphinold looks his sister up and down and says, "Tataru never ceases to impress, though for a moment I feared she might furnish you with an identical outfit." Alizé says, "Praise the 12, she did not. Mother and father were rather too fond of making us wear matching clothes. Do you remember that time at the studium when that girl of yours crept up behind me in the hall and whispered?" Alphinold says, "Sister, please, she was not my..." Can we not have this conversation in front of the Warrior of Light? Alizé turns to Nyra and says, "So be it, another time perhaps. I should thank you again for your assistance with my expeditions, Nyra. Though we left matters somewhat unfinished, I am nevertheless prepared to focus on the task at hand and aid you to the fullest extent of my ability. As you help me to brave the coils, so too will I help you to defeat the warriors of darkness." So I can pick one of three. What do I say? 1 is a pleasure to have you with us. 2 is I've been meaning to ask about the carriage. And 3 is welcome to the fight. Actually, I think I'm going to pick 2 because I think I know what carriage they're talking about and I want to know what she says. So I'm going to pick 2. Alphinold says, "Ah, yes, the carriage that so fortuitously arrived to spirit us away from Uda after the banquet. The driver informed me that I had my sister to thank for her presence in Uda. How did you know to send help?" Alizé says, "Oh, drunken brass blades are even less discreet than sober ones. Unfortunately, by the time I learned of the plot, it was too late to do anything more. Frankly, I'm still amazed Brent managed to find you." Alphinold says, "New garments aside, I must say that you seem different, more resolute than when last we met. You have the look of a woman who is ready to fight for the future of Erosia." Alizé shakes her head no and says, "To the extent of my abilities, perhaps, but I have no delusions of grandeur. nor will I pretend to have found myself or any such thing. I am here today because I would regret it if I weren't. That is all. Alphonse says, fair enough. Let us depart for the Waking Sands then, and see if Ondre can be of assistance. Okay. Waking Sands. Do I still have... Yep, I do still have Vesper tickets. A lot of them. Okay. Into the Waking Sands. Alright. Ulfinold says, Uronje, apologies for calling upon you unannounced. Uronje turns from what he was doing and says, Why, Master Ulfinold, would that the scholar had seen fit to grant me knowledge of thy coming. What bringeth thee and thine here this day? Ulfinold says, The warriors of darkness have returned. Pray, allow us to explain. And Nyra starts explaining, and we fade to black and back. Because Dallas is alive explaining. Alright, Orionje says, I too have heard tales in recent days of primal beings rising up only to be cast down by forces unknown. Alas, as thou didst observe, this serveth but to spur the beast tribes to pursue their goals with redoubled fervor. Ulfinold says, we have two objectives at this time: to identify and remove the source of the beast tribe's crystals, and to make direct action to prevent any further summoning rituals from reaching completion. The second is easier said than done, of course. While we were fortunate enough to learn of the Ixiel's plans before they came to fruition, I should be surprised if the Warriors of Darkness and the Asians did not have similar designs elsewhere, of which we have no knowledge. Orionje says, Thou wert wise to come hither, for this very day did I receiveth tidings most troubling from across the strait of Morithor. Or Gromorfor stirreth, and there are whispers that the Lord of Crags neareth his return. Mere rumors mark thou, but in the light of thine own discoveries, thou canst ill afford to turn a deaf ear to their claims. Alphinaud says, Aye, we must ascertain the truth of the matter for ourselves. Let us consult with the Maelstrom Fortress stationed at Camp Overlook, Nyra. Alphinaud continues, Thank you for your counsel, Orionje. Pray, inform us should you learn aught else. Orionje says, I shall. And then we have a close-up on Alize. Alize steps forward and she says, If I may, brother, Orionje, is there anything else you would like to say? That's an interesting question. We have a close-up then on Orionje, and he says nothing. We go back to Alphinaud and Alize, and Alphinaud says, Alize? Alize says, if not, then never mind. I only ask because you are normally rather more verbose. She walks up to Orionje and continues, nothing to add. Very well. Ere we depart, I wish to make a request. The warriors of darkness spoke of how the Ardor had the power to break down the barriers between planes, but our worlds might be rejoined. I would ask that you research this for us. Being nowhere near as well read as you, I'm sure I wouldn't know where to begin. That said, I have heard tell of a promising tome, the Giron Oracles. Mayhap you could start there? This is very interesting camera work. Something is afoot, Orionje says. By they leave. Alize walks away from Orionje and says to Alphinaud, Camp Overlook, was it? Very well. Interesting. Okay. Camp Overlook. Here we come. Oh, it's right here. Bloiden says, 7 hells. At this rate, I'll have to appeal to the Maelstrom commander for reinforcements. Whatever it is, we don't want any. Well, fancy that. Just when my Cabal problems look like coming to a head, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn turn up, itching to pitch in. Bloody brilliant turning is what it is. Right then. Well, let's get to it. Alright. Okay. Accept quest. Okay. He continues and says, so our friendly neighbors in Gohamoro have got much more aggressive of late, just as you said. Matter of fact, our scouts spotted one sniffing about the stores just now, likely looking to make off with an armful of crystals. I'll be damned if I'm about to let that happen. Lend a hand and help search the camp for the little bugger, would you? Okay. Oh, right there. That's... Oh no, it's Alphinaud. He's not the little bugger. Alright. Alphinaud says, our Maelstrom friends seem notably more agitated than when we first arrived. Do you happen to know where that might be? Yeah, they got a kobold problem. Alphinaud says, a kobold in the camp, you say? Yep, trying to steal crystals. Alphinaud says, that would appear to corroborate Orange's information, yes. But to be so reckless as to infiltrate a Maelstrom camp and draw attention to their efforts is passing strange. Well, there will be time to think on this later. For the present, we must do everything in our power to prevent Titan summoning. And that means finding and questioning this kobold. Yeah, let's go find him. Where are you, little bugger? Well, I said in camp, so it should be like, right? I don't see anyone. Oh, it's the NPCs fighting. I'm like, what's that sound? I'm not seeing this little blur. I wonder if he's like inside something. Probably. Oh, let's see here. Which one can I go into? It's like none of them. I ended up all the way back over here again. Dang. Oops. Okay. Okay, so none of the doors open, and we have a little kobold around here somewhere. So I guess we widen our search. Because, I mean, it does indicate a little further out. And I can fly again, so there's not. Oh. I'm like, why isn't it working? Okay. It's gotta be around here somewhere. Those how are people going to get by this quest? This is down. No, right down there. Okay, it's probably like standing in the middle of the road or something. Okay, we'll stop. Okay, so we got Alice over here. She says one of the scouts said he looks quite small for a kobold. Could he be hiding somewhere like this? Not there. Clickable. No, it's not clickable. Clickable. No. No. My ears are so itchy. Off on the words. What do you say? He says, surely all this commotion cannot have escaped the kobold's notice. If he has any sense, he'll attempt to quit this place, will he not? Yeah, I don't seem like anywhere. Now I can find it. Oh, one little kobold and he can't find it. No. And joined defeat. No, that's not clickable. There he is. I found it. Take forever. Okay, little kobold goes and runs away. Okay. We get to find him again. Well, at least it's a smaller search area. Oh, there he is. Found him. Under the bridge. Alright, Koboldling says, just stay back. Away, far back. I am not a... Yeah, it's no use. Pointless. Hopeless, no use. What are you spouting on about, little one? Oh, you went back to camp? No. He's over here somewhere. Where are you? Come on, wherever you are. I'm gonna circle again. I'm not seeing it. Again. Think. I can't seem to find him again. Alright. If anybody knows where he is, feel free to let me know. Oh, I found him. Right by him, Wumpo. What? I found him. Okay, he says, please don't hurt me. I only wish to talk. Yes, just talk. Nah. Oh, found him right away. Yay. Okay. Now we have a cutscene. The Koboldling says that was a stupid plan. Stupid. But if I fell to no one, then everyone will. And then I walk up and he goes, gosh, she found me again. What to do? I come in peace, only to talk and speak. Say, talk, please, do not hurt me. Alice says, so this is our wily kobold infiltrator, is it? No wonder the soldiers were on edge. He could very well give them a bruised knee. Yeah. Bolton says, huzzah! You've got him. Fine work, Silence. So, little one, thought you could sneak into my account, did you? Plotting to steal my crystals, were you? Koboldling says, no. I came to talk, to ask for help, but when your soldiers saw me, they drew their weapons and shouted, and I Ophenal says, now. Let us take a deep breath and discuss this in like civilized individuals. What is your name, child? Gabu. Pikmin Gabu of the 620th Order. At least I will be a Pikmin one day. Alphinaud says, well met, Gabu. I am Alphinaud, and this is my sister Alize. Alphinaud says, Nyra, the woman who found you is our friend. And now that we know our names, we can be friends too. Alphinaud continues. Now, Commander Bolton here thinks you wanted to take his crystals, Gabu. But you said you came to ask for help. Why to us and not your own people? What happened, Gabu? Can you tell us? Gabu says, Alize says to Gabu, no one is going to hurt you, alright? Not while we're here, I promise. Gabu says that the patriarch, he's the patriarch is going to summon the Great Father again, and you have to stop him. Beat him, fight him, stop him. Gabu's parents said they didn't want it, along with many others, but the patriarch won't listen. He was so angry, raging, foaming, angry. He said that if they didn't have iron in their hearts, they would serve as choke for the furnace. And then the guards took my parents and the others away, and I haven't seen any of them since. Alphinaud says, choke for the furnace. Alize shakes her head and says, I did not want to believe it, but I have heard tales of foculi fashioned from the bones of beastmen, which worshippers use in their rituals, hoping to summon more powerful incarnations of their god. Alphinaud says, by the 12, that is sickening. Gabu says, no one listens to Gabu. No matter how much he cries, pleads, begs, cries. They do not listen, only talk about punishing the overdwellers and praising the Great Father. Gabu loves the Great Father, but he loves his parents too. So please, help Gabu stop the patriarch and save his parents. Alphinaud says, Commander, advise the Maelstrom Commander that Titan summoning is imminent. Should the worst come to the worst, we will require their support. Alphinaud continues, time being of the essence, time is of the essence. We three will attempt to infiltrate the coupled strongholds, secure their crystals, and free the prisoners. Villefleur says, well, if you're sure, you'll forgive me if I seem optimistic, but I make ready just in case. Weird sentence. Okay, we're out of the cutscene, and Alphinaud says, I have faith that we may yet stop the ritual. We would surely have detected the associated etheric disturbance had the Titan manifested already. But I cannot speak for the prisoners. 12 have mercy that they would even contemplate sacrificing their own blood sacrifices, brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers. Time is of the essence. We must see what else Gabu knows and formulate a plan without further delay. Itchy. Okay, we get back to Gabu. Gabu says, I heard Great Father Titan loves crystals. Crushes, converts, loves them. And if we gather enough, he will return. That's why the patriarch told everyone to go forth and gather them. So I was thinking, if we take all the crystals away, maybe the Great Father won't come. Alphinaud says, very good, Gabu. I was just thinking about the same thing. Do you know where these crystals are stored? Gabu says, I know. Oh, several spots, each defended by a different order. Gabu wanted to steal them, but he was too afraid to go alone. Yes, yes. Too afraid to go alone. But together we can make them go away and hide. Come, come. Gabu will lead you to the first camp. I have a shortcut. Oh, shoot, I flew past it. Dang it. We gotta talk to Gabu. Gabu says, quickly, quickly. And that's all he said. Right. Okay, where is this quest turn in? Oh, it's not a turn in, it's an interesting point. Off a note says, do you have them all? Good. Lead on. Gabu. Gabu says, this way, this way. I think we need to go this way. It's not a place they can go. Oh, more crystals. Okay. And Lizzie says, time is short. If you have the crystals, we should move on to the next. Did you hear me, brother? Brother! Aye. It's just that... Often says, I am quite certain that Crate once belonged to Erosian seals. Okay. Someone took great pains to remove all traces, but enough remnants to make out the platform. See? See for yourself. I struggle to imagine kobolds traveling this wasteland to obtain crystals, much less bothering to unconceal their groups. Often else, I should suspect these crystals were smuggled into Vigilum by another party, not likely a pawn of the Asians as Thancred was. Gabu says, I don't understand. Who are the Ascians? Do they worship their great father Titan too? Alphinaud says, never you mind that. As Alice said, we doubt, as Alice said, we do not have of a time. Can you lead us to the next cache? Gabu says, yes, of course. Gabu knows the way. Gabu says, this next one is the last and very large, very big, very huge, very large. The power of flight. The power of flight with cheese. Behold the power of cheese. Oh my, what? Okay. Trying to make sure I'm staying on solid ground. Oh. Okay. That way. Oh. Oops. Jumped. Okay, here we go. Oh my. Yeah. I think I'm gonna look off. I'm really just not feeling well this morning. I do apologize greatly. Oh, I can't smell there. And everyone, I apologize for the short stream this morning. I will be back, should be back Friday and then Monday for Final Fantasy. I do apologize. Everyone, y'all have a good day. Stay safe. Enjoy everything. Enjoy life. Smell the roses, yeah? Alright. Y'all have a good one. Bye.